for Mark.
Mark, what that first drive do just to kind of will you guys the rest of the game? I mean, 3 plays, I think 90 seconds came off the clock, and kind of got a chance to really see the pass game get going.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about it all week that we needed to start fast. The first week and last week, we didn't start fast on our first drives. So it was a big emphasis on us in practice just to continue to keep up the tempo all throughout practice this week. And we showed it on that first drive. We brought a lot of energy to this one, and it was great to take a couple shots to start off the game.
When does Tim Lester come to you and say, hey, we're going to throw it around the yard a little bit tonight?
He told me a little bit earlier in this week that we were going to try and attack him in the pass game a little bit, try to give our guys some more confidence, let our guys be playmakers out there, really, because that's what they are. I got to go out there and give them chances. We got a lot of great athletes, a lot of great players on this team, and when you give them the opportunity, they're going to make plays. Just like, Caden Weegan just put the ball in his hands, and you saw him go 98 yards damn near for a punt return touchdown there. So we got a lot of playmakers in this team. We just got to keep giving them chances.
What growth have you seen yourself from week 1?
I've seen a lot of growth in myself. That first week, I think I was a little kind of already playing the game a bunch in my head before the game even started. Worrying about what kind of everyone else was thinking, and heading into this week, I just realized I just got to go out there and play for myself, play for my family, and kind of play for the little kid that was playing Pop Warner football back 10 years ago. You know what I mean? And just go out there and have fun. It's a kid's game out there, and just go out there and relax, and you'll end up playing better. And that's kind of how I feel like I've kind of grown these past couple weeks.
What about playing for Kirk Ferentz? What does he mean to you in this chapter of Iowa football for you?
Yeah, it's awesome, and he's a great mentor to me, and he's learned so much throughout his entire career. So it's every time I get a chance to talk to him, there's so much to learn from him. In all the meetings that we got, all of us are taking notes because he always has something important to say, some story that's going to connect to something that's going on in our lives. So it's really special to have him as a coach and have someone that knows so much about the game and the history of football, but just life in general, just being a person and a great family man.
We were asking you last week about what you learned the most about yourself against Iowa State. What can a game like tonight, how does this help you grow for what's to come when you get into the thick of the season?
Yeah, I think learning from last week, I got to continue to be aggressive on offense. We got to continue to take shots downfield. And I think today, I think we built a little bit of confidence in our receivers, built a little confidence in our offense. And we just got to continue to keep progressing on that. It's a week-by-week thing. This offense, this team is going to continue to get better, continue to grow every single week. And we went 1-0 this week, and we're going to try and do that next week as well.
There's another record that's about to be broken, and it's going to belong to you. Are you aware of the wins for a college starting quarterback? Does it mean anything to you?
Yeah, I am. And, it's not something that I wasn't striving for. It wasn't a goal of mine. But, I couldn't have done it without the great coaches, the great players that were surrounding me. My family that has come and supported me every single game in my college career. It's a really great accomplishment, and it's even cooler to do it on the same day that Coach Ferentz won 206. So to kind of do that on the same day, it's special. But I can't do it without all the guys that have played with me in the past couple of years.
Every week this offense is developing. So what do you feel like you learned this week in particular that might help you going into the Big Ten season?
Yeah. The Big Ten season, it's going to be tough. One of the best conferences in the country. There's going to be a lot of tough games throughout there, and we got to just continue to be us, continue to improve every single week throughout that conference play season. Just learning just the offense, I feel like, there's a lot of guys that can make plays for us, and I got to continue to give them opportunities, continue to give them chances. And when I'm playing confident, when I'm playing just playing loose out there, I can really give our guys opportunities, and this offense can really go.
You mentioned Caden Weegan's return touchdown. Just kind of how fun is it to see him return those kicks and punts?
Gosh, it's always so much fun. I wasn't even on the team last year, but watching him on the highlights he had last year, it was so much fun. And whenever he gets the ball in his hands, something spectacular is going to happen. And he's just a kid that goes out there and runs like a chicken with his head cut off sometimes. But he always ends up getting a bunch of yards for us, which is awesome and helps us in field position.
You mentioned confidence. What makes you confident?
I think I always kind of just go back to when I was just young, just playing and having fun is one of the parts that just kind of helps build that confidence. Knowing that you've done it before, I've played a lot of college football games, and I've played in the elite of the elite in the FCS level. And at that point, you know, I've made all the throws in the field. I kind of have to think back, kind of almost play a highlight reel in my head and visualize those things, because I can play at any level. And just being that confidence, knowing that I've been there before, knowing I've made all those throws, I can kind of really lean on the history, and kind of go forward from there.
What opened up on the deep water sand?
Yeah, I mean, they ended up running quarters for us. They ended up running quarters that play. When teams run quarters, that gives us the opportunity to sometimes take shots downfield. I was really looking for Seth Anderson on the play. That was my first read, and then all of a sudden I looked to my left, and Sam's running butt naked down the field. So, you know, gave him an opportunity, and I was hoping he was going to make a play and make a guy miss, but it was a great way to start off the game for sure.
What was it like watching the celebration for Ferentz after the game was done, the Powerade dump, and just kind of the massive hug you guys gave him and being able to have him lead the swarm off?
Yeah, it was really special. I mean, that's a part of history, and that's going to be a really hard record to break. And he goes down in the history books of football as, the winningest coach in Big Ten history, which is really awesome. And it was really special to see him, even just see his family. When we were heading into the tunnel, his family was sitting there waiting for him, and that's such a special moment for him. And to do it with this team, and to do it with the coaching staff that has been around him for so long. We had a couple ex-players that ended up being in the locker room with him. So overall, it was just a really special moment for the team and for him. And I'm really happy that I was here to be there for it.
Mark, I mean, Kirk Ferentz has coached this team longer than you've been alive. I know you've only been on campus for a few months, but I guess from your perspective, why has Iowa, just the culture and the community, and Kirk Ferentz, why has that been kind of a perfect match from a football standpoint, just from you getting to know him over the last several months?
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing it starts with, he's just like the perfect Midwestern guy. You know, he's a family man. Like he's so loving to his family. He spends so much time with them, but also spends so much time trying to get to know his players and get to know the people that are working for him. And it's just so special that everyone here respects him. He knows so much about the game, knows so much about, life and sports in general. It's just a great person that you can learn from. All these coaches and he can mentor all these coaches that we have, and he just makes everyone around him better.